Are you in a relationship or somebody that you know in a relationship with a narcissist empath dynamic? So I think we all know what a narcissist is commonly known as: somebody who is selfish, somebody who always thinks about themselves, somebody who can be very aggressive and controlling. And then an empath and a narcissist, so we're told, are drawn to each other. And this always confused me. I thought, what is it about narcissists that empaths are attracted to? You know, if that's the defining feature, the empathy, the empathic abilities, it didn't make sense to me. But I've been receiving this information from my guides, and it's freeing me. It's freeing me from the dynamic within myself. And it's showing me how I can liberate myself and step out of trauma patterns and into my purpose more fully. And as I start to embody this knowing and breaking free of these chains, the universe is providing me everything that I need to create my dreams. It really does work that easily, that we start to magnetize the more we heal, so that we can step into our purpose. So I've got some notes here. That's why I may look down a couple of times. So there are two categories of narcissists. There's many categories of narcissists, but for this subject that we're talking about, there's two. There is a selfish narcissist and a reflectist narcissist. That's a tongue twister. And people can flip between the two, but they are going to predominantly be a selfish type or a reflector type. So selfish, that's the one we all know. It's all about me. I need to control how everything goes. Now, why are narcissists like this? This is to do with trauma. So children up to a certain age are narcissistic. They need to be narcissistic to have their needs met, to compete against siblings for food back in the day and attention. Even my parents and my grandparents used to have to, eat quickly. Otherwise the strongest children would get more food. So it's for survival. And if we are living in a society where our grown-ups are healed, they help us through this. But because we're not living in that sort of society, we continue to be narcissistic. So what is narcissistic? It's all about me. This is the selfish narcissist. They are scared that if life doesn't go the way they believe it should due to their programmed beliefs, they're going to be in danger. There's rules we have to follow. And the rules don't really make a lot of sense in our Western society. Many of the rules don't make sense. Just look at schools. Children have to ask permission to do a wee. These rules don't necessarily make sense on a level of what's natural to us as humans. We eat when we feel hungry, we wee when we need a wee. So there's many weird rules like that. So the narcissists are like, the rules don't make sense. By breaking the rules, I've been in danger before. So to keep myself safe, everyone needs to follow these rules. It's all about me. It's all about keeping me safe. Then there's so this is a survival mechanism that just never went away. Then there is the reflectionist narcissist. I hate to break this to you, but this is the empaths. Okay, stick with me. It's a trauma pattern. So when you're younger, you broke the rules, the silly rules, by, going for a wee when you aren't supposed to, or eating a snack when you're not supposed to, and you got in trouble by the grown-ups. And now you look to people around you. What do I need to do to be safe? I need to do what people are doing, wear what people are wearing, eat when other people are eating. So I reflect back at the people around me what they want to see. This is why empaths and narcissists are drawn to each other. Normally it's all about me, and it's all about you, to keep me safe. So that's where the narcissism comes in for both of these types, because it's a natural trauma response to keep them safe from our crazy society and our crazy world. So this isn't saying that narcissism is bad, it's natural. We are born narcissistic to survive. And what's supposed to happen is that the grown-ups are meant to teach us, yes, it is about you, but it's also about everybody else. You ask for what you need, and when you ask, you receive. You do the things that feel natural unless it's going to hurt somebody else, unless it's going to encroach on their environment uninvited, unless it's going to cause them discomfort that is not appropriate. So the grown-ups are meant to say, yes, it is about you, but it's also about everybody else. And this is why people don't grow out of that narcissism, because they're terrified of breaking the rules, of being seen, of being heard, or of other people saying and doing the wrong things. So that we're both narcissists. As empaths and as narcissists, we are both either the reflector or the selfish. So adults should teach that you are unique and important. You are also connected and responsible. Know yourself. Know what you want. Know what you feel. Accept it. Release the energy. Channel it. Don't suppress it. Don't suppress the anger. Let it out, but not on somebody else. Work as a team. Ask and receive. You are safe. If we were taught these things as grown-ups, we wouldn't be in the narcissist empath dynamic. Then we should be taught to create something that we're good at that helps everyone else. Our purpose is something that brings us joy and also helps the world. So we're not being narcissistic by saying it's all about me, but I am important and I am supposed to take care of myself and I am meant to enjoy my life and I'm meant to help other people as well. So we should take our place in society, our perfect and unique self, and part of the whole. Instead, we learn through traumatic experiences that we need to be narcissistic and we aren't safe. So we live in a place of fight, flight, freeze, or fawn. I would say that the selfish narcissist is fight and the reflectist narcissist is fawn. But you can flip between the two. I've always gone to fawn as my go-to, but when I suppress and stuff in, I would come out as angry and a fighter. So it's not clear-cut one or the other, but you will go towards one or the other. So a couple of examples came to me, which is cogs. Say you've got a watch and a watch works perfectly. Some cogs turn clockwise, some turn anti-clockwise, and one cog doesn't say to the other, no, you're meant to go clockwise like me, you're breaking the rules. If it did, the watch wouldn't work. And likewise, the cog that's turning anti-clockwise won't look at the other one and go, oh my God, they're going clockwise. Should I go clockwise? Am I doing it wrong? And also another analogy is your finger, it sees what the leg is doing and it doesn't try and walk. The finger isn't for walking, it's for holding things, picking things up. So different parts of the body and different cogs in a watch are here for different things, and that's okay. They express themselves. And it's the same for us. We're not all here to do the same thing. It's safe. So I've got a story for you. So do you know where the word narcissist comes from? It's Greek. It's Greek mythology. Narcissus. Narcissus was a man and he was extremely beautiful. And wow, he knew it. So he would be enamored with himself and look in the water at his reflection often. And one day he fell in and he drowned. That's the story of Narcissus. So we are so absorbed with ourselves, making sure we look okay, that it's all about me. That's the selfish narcissist. But the story doesn't end there. The lake he used to look in was crying. It was sad. It was grieving the loss of Narcissus. And I don't know who, someone said to the water, you must feel so sad now Narcissus is gone because he was so beautiful and you don't get to gaze on his beauty anymore. And the water said, I didn't notice his beauty. I noticed my beauty. Was he beautiful? I noticed my beauty when he looked in me. That's the reflectist. We look at other people to make sure we're doing it right. So there's the two sides. That story is incomplete until you know the story of the water. We have narcissistic people. Some are reflectors and some are selfish narcissists. So here's 3 steps for you. If you are listening to this and you're like, okay, there's narcissism in me, what can I do now? What do I do now? I've got 3 steps for you. The first step out of narcissism is know the rules. We need to know the rules to live in society. Rules are guidelines. We don't have to follow them, but we do need to know them. The rules are generally the path of least resistance. And so when we are manifesting, when we are moving forward in our lives and attracting the things vibrating at a particular frequency, we need to know the rules, because that's the path of least resistance. That's how manifestation works. Okay, so know the rules, but disentangle yourself from the need to strictly follow them. Number 2, know yourself. Know who you are, not as someone who's in trauma. Get really specific. Write down who you are. How do we know who we are? We knew who we were when we were children, and we were told that we weren't allowed to be that, and so we put it to one side. So who were you when you were a child? What grown-ups did you admire? What did they wear? How did they talk? What is it that you're attracted to in your life? What YouTubers or Instagrammers do you look at and say, I love this about this person? It's in you, it's yours. Reclaim it. Know yourself, journal on yourself, and reclaim it. In my membership group, I've got a PDF, and it's got a very massive list, so you can get very specific with who you are. So you know the rules, but you're not bound to them. It's the path of least resistance often. You know yourself, and now witness yourself. Witness yourself in day-to-day life. Where are you having thoughts where you feel like you need to conform, or you feel like other people need to conform? Witness the thoughts, witness the beliefs within yourself, and you can make another choice. You can change it. Put up boundaries as part of this. What do I want? How do I feel? When the answer is no, say no. Do what you want to do, but remember the rules. We don't hurt other people. Rules. We don't hurt other people. That is an important rule that we should have learned, you know. We do what feels good to us, as long as we're not encroaching on someone else's experience. So they're the 3 steps. Stepping out of narcissism, know the rules. They're the path of least resistance, but don't cling. Know yourself, get very specific, and witness yourself. Start making new choices. Start putting up boundaries. Start checking in with yourself. How do I feel right now? What do I want right now? So very controversial, I think. If it's not for you, it's not for you. But if you know anybody who is in a narcissistic relationship, please send this to them. And if you have had this insight as well, or if this has helped you, please comment below and let me know, because this is information that's new to me. It came through just a couple of days ago. So sending you so much love, and I will connect with you again very soon.